Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't change clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene,
Let me
man.
ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene,
Well,
man.
congratulations, because I'm homeless and I don't have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
all right, that one I thought. Have a blessed day.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
tired of being censored on social media? Join SixZeros.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated. And we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM Cotton Crew Neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at SixZeros.net.
Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on SixZeros.net. Ah.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix faster. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. And this is the weekly wrap up. And we are talking about understanding sabotage this evening. So as y'all are coming in, please like and share. Please like and share. Shout out to everybody who is already here, and those who are coming in right now, and those of you who are watching the replay. So shout out to everybody who is coming in. Shout out, come on in. As you are coming in, like I said, please like and share. Share this on your social media. Tweet this out if you would. Much appreciative of those efforts. Because again, we need to spread the word out here. If you enjoy this content that you get here, right here on the Beatzilla PDX official show, then please make sure that more people know about this content coming out right here. So hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. So first things first, let me get to who's in the chat. One Who Cares in the chat. Greetings. Aboriginal woman, welcome. Got one of our members in the house. Key Prince in the house. Blueberry Muffin, another one of our members in the house. Judah Queen, moderator and member in the house. Maxwell Jenkins in the house. What's going on? Nubian DNA, Black First chat. In the Mix Radio, what is going on? Tia to you, my moderator is in the house. What's going on? Reginald Jeter, welcome. Oyela Arquette, yes indeed, my moderator. We are now international officially. Rhonda Smith in the house. What is going on, sister? Welcome. Yes, understanding, listening to Desmond Decker's Sabotage. Wow. Well, look at the timing. So tonight's broadcast is understanding sabotage. And I want to just kind of key in on what you see on the screen real quick. Top left, you see the church. one of the things that has had its firm hand on control. Next, you see the political. Even further, the political meets the church. Then the political meets medical and agenda, but yet and still anti-black by way of immigration. Next, another agenda, Huxian theory, an absolute enemy of foundational black Americans. Next, we see the Florida Evans mentality, who looks to white Jesus as the end all be all, because white Jesus is the antenna to acceptance of white people. Then going down, I guess you could say there's a feather in an arrow that could possibly represent certain things to certain people. Just possibly. But nonetheless, it is coupled with where everybody else has an enter on their phone or keypad or keyboard. Every time that these individuals type, it's sabotage. Because you're trying to do something progressive, but what they will always be able to bring to the table is sabotage. Further looking at the other elements of sabotage. There's old Jesse Jackson with Bill Clinton. And then right above him, again, Al Sharpton, Joe Biden. Just look at what you see on the screen. I don't have to play a boatload of videos today because I could just do this whole video based off of this thumbnail. Now, go down to the bottom left. There is the representatives of all of these black organizations, coupled up with making black and being black in America Democrat, meaning the Democrat will always have a built-in base because these people are grooming other generations to believe that we are in a one-party system when it comes down to black people. And because we're in a one-party system, it's only what that party suggests is best for the party that we go with, even if we don't get anything. That's what those people represent. And so they get a person that says they look like them and says, for the moment, they're part of their own lineage for the moment. Just another photo op. Then you go further. Right next to it, woke. Woke has became the title of the new black or Muslim or radical or this or that, right? But when you can't really call it black and you can't expose yourself for what you are, an anti-black bigot, well, you'll use the woke button. So there's that sabotage as well. And then go right next to it, which actually represents pretty much every other black person on the screen. Sigma Phi Psi, aka the Boule. See, this is what we do here. Because institutions like this have produced all of the black people that you see on your screen. Next to them, the woman right there is a informant, a government agent who spent 8 years within the Black liberation movement, trying to find ways to make them criminal. 8 years, though. I just want you to understand. Look at on Twitter how people will fight and go at people they don't know for a person they knew for 3 months on Twitter. This woman was embedded without social media. That means that they saw this woman. She was outside with them for 8 years. But her objective was to betray every Black person she was around. But we don't think a person that we've known for 2 months on the internet would be that. So next to that, in the microwave generation, just like Prince said, pop life. Because life ain't too funky unless it's got that pop. Here we are talking about reparations, and here is a offshoot group, which I guess in retrospect, some people could look at in certain ways and say, well, maybe they got a heads up that trouble was coming down the BLM pike, and maybe you should separate yourselves. Nonetheless, they stayed dormant for long enough. Now they're back. Doing what? Showing up talking about reparations in all Black, like give it. So it's the visuals are trying to give you the Black Panther aesthetic. You understand? None of what they're displaying is demonstrating to you how to get reparations, or even what reparations should look like, or what reparations is or should be, how it should be administered. None of it. They're showing reparations or no peace, or we're going to burn it down. And last but not least, representation matters. We need Black faces in high places. Kid Gravity Beyond, what's going on? Rose City in the house, I see it. What's going on? Real women don't do nonsense. I see you, my sister. Welcome, welcome. DL, also, I see you. Yes, indeed. Shout out to all of y'all. Now, last but not least, Fannie Willis, or Fani Willis. Funny Style Willis. Y'all got to understand what being able to be the sassy sister girl is while being anti-Black. She's a Democrat, not a Republican. You understand me? All of her antics in doing the sassy mammy routine is by way of being Democrat. So it's the go right above her head. Who do you see? Florida Evans. It is the Florida Evans chastised the Black community thing by way of always looking to either feminism or white Jesus, i.e. or aka the white man. Now you might ask, how does the feather and arrow and sabotage enter into this mix? Well, we have to look at the dynamics that can always take place in these events. Look down there at that bottom. Sigma Psi Phi, founding organization of Black Greek culture. And it has infiltrated its way even through the military. Men and women. So, it has its places. And all of these places, that what they'll say, like these people, oh yeah, I was a former police officer. I was former military. I'm a veteran. And you'll hear it. Not saying that every person of this ilk is bad. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, with certain notes come certain orders. So I always like to keep that in perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm saying sabotage. Look at the timing of things. Look at the timing of things and how things are happening. We have Ja Morant. Now, Ja Morant's in a situation with flashing a gun at a club, right? And they're saying thug, thug, thug. Interesting thing happened to me today. As I had to go take care of some business, I got a chance to tune in to the Al Sharpton Keeping It Real radio program. And they were talking about Ja Morant. And they were using Ja Morant as a catalyst for dogging out all black men and black men culture, which was very interesting. Now, this is Al Sharpton. This is Democratic talking points. We understand that. That part we got, right? However, think of all of these other cultures, like what you see on the screen, that teach their children to carry guns and show guns and take pictures with guns. None of this is considered to be thuggish culture. You're not considered to be a gang member because you're doing this. So if a white person throws up the OK sign, it doesn't make them a blood. And if people say that OK sign actually means a white supremacist also / satanic hand gesture, oh no, that's just also, jokes. But check how the flip side of that is.
On forever talking about Ja because I was so shocked by the IG Live, how brazen it was. And I had several people say to me, well, time out. Are you sure you guys on TV aren't giving him a pass here? Like you're not that? They're asking me, are you sure he's not that? Like he that's just who he is, that he is about that life. And remember, he's thrown up the Crip sign I've seen him throw it up 2 or 3 times. I probably missed some other times. What does that mean? Does that mean he wants to associate with the Crips, or he got initiated by the Crips, or he has a dream of being a Crip? I don't know.
Do these children have dreams of being these treasonous insurrectionists? I'm just showing you the hypocrisy. And this is another means of sabotage, because another thing about sabotage is your image. You understand? That's why you'll see a lot of people trying to go at other black folks' image. Kid Gravity Beyond. There's Skip. Tasha Peters, good evening. Good evening. Yes, indeed. But y'all feel where we going with this? Yeah. Look at what you see on the screen. Come on now. And now, okay, there's a whole nother situation where they're saying the FBI inadvertently leaked information to the Proud Boys. So the FBI mistakenly and the prosecutors somehow biffed some evidence in the January 6th case that might subsequently end up letting a lot of those insurrectionists off. At that level, that type of mistake could be done. Oh, okay. And just looking at how the media always portrays things. Oh, I've read it's mistakenly. Inadvertently, the prosecutors gave the Proud Boys this information. Inadvertently? Either way it goes. Okay, so look at it this way. This is Joe Biden's DOJ. So, okay, inadvertently or purposely, they are making mistakes in legal custody of chain of evidence or whatever, or chain of custody with evidence here that might let a bunch of Proud Boys off from the January 6th insurrection. And we are to believe that, oh yeah, man, it's just, man, one of those were just rare mistakes, man. I just, man, it was inadvertent. Sure. However, when it comes down time to talk about a person who is a millionaire. So one thing about being a multi-millionaire is you would be a target for harm and robbery. Right? So it's out of all possibility that a legal citizen would have a legal firearm to defend themselves. But it amazes me how all of a sudden this conversation is turned into him being some kind of thug. While this is praised, the same black people that I heard on Al Sharpton talking about thug this and thug that, and this is thug behavior, and family, there was one thing that I did hear on Al Sharpton today. I heard this old Negro crying. And we're going to have to do a space here soon addressing old Negroes. Because what I heard today, listening to Al Sharpton keeping it real, I heard a lot of black people making excuses for Eric Adams. I heard a lot of people, but you're making excuses for Eric Adams because you're trying to make excuses for Joe Biden. I mean, listening to the mind state of that group, family, I mean, that voter block right there, and I understand they are losing years, so they're losing numbers. But this old Negro started crying, talking about making white folks mad. You know what they'll do to us? And let me be clear. I posted something that Shannon Sharpe said because the message was on point about getting a message through to somebody when you're trying to give them real proper game. However, I understand a lot of people, and this is one thing I hope we get over very soon, being emotionally attached to the messenger that we cannot process the message. And that, because I don't have that issue, and I see a lot of people do, so that's why I stay in my own lane. Don't think like me. Don't ask me to get involved with shit you're talking about, number one. But let me continue with that being said, because if somebody's giving you game to say, hey, avoid this, because at the end of the day, let me show you something here, man. That black man knows what position he is in. So if he's giving you game, it's not to sell you out. He's telling you he's done. Don't fall into the pit, because they have a pair of tap shoes shined and ready to go for you. Don't be like me. You understand what I'm saying? He understands. So if he's giving another athlete some game, y'all need to understand when game is game and the time of game is being given. Some people say, well, he's talking about that in mixed company. At this point, it makes no difference. Because here's the point. It's now on Front Street, damn it. Y'all be choosing the wrong time to get emotional. And I really wish that we've started losing that shit. I keep screaming. We are about the business of empowerment. So I don't know why the hell y'all keep addressing me in the very first thing with some kind of emotional tirade tied to someone. I don't give a damn. Did you hear the message? Because I don't understand. I get it. You're not going to like half the planet. If you didn't like half the planet, would you learn? Because if you actually like majority of your teachers growing up that didn't look like you, I actually got some questions. I mean, just common sense, but people don't really look at things in reality. So, when you talking to me, man, you better have taken the blinders off of yourself first. But when I post something, trust me, I know what a coon looks like. I know what a Sambo looks like. And when there's a message to be heard and understood, I know what the hell that looks like. Check for the message. Now, I would say something else, but I won't say that on this channel.
I'm out. Are we missing the boat here that that's just who he's been from the start? And we keep saying, no, you're just associating with the wrong people when he's actually part of the wrong people. Is that it?
Skip, that you.
First off, where does this notion come from that being a Crip or a Blood, Vice Lord, Gangster Disciple, whatever, where does the notion come that you are inherently a bad person? It's funny. You can be inherently bad when you're black, but white children aren't inherently anti-black. And we hear this shit come out of black folks' mouth. But at the same time, we hear that black children are inherently black out of black folks' mouths. My problem is when we start talking about conversations where this is in front of everybody, yeah, it is. And can't nobody say shit to you in private either. So what difference does it make? Because if you could hear it when it was said in private, no one would ever have to bring conversations like this to the forefront, because now you would be in position furthering the lesson. That's understanding sabotage. Understanding when a person knows how to fix the problem and refuses to. That's understanding sabotage. You understand what I'm talking about? Yep. Ain't got many videos to play tonight. I got shit to talk about.
You know what, Skip? You and the people that you talk to might be 100% correct. But that makes it even more egregious.
It does.
Because you
I
got
agree.
out. You got out
You
of
got
that.
out.
You got out of it. Now, to my understanding, I don't know much about John Morant being affiliated with Crips. But when we're doing this Get Out talk, I couldn't help but understand Al Sharpton. He made an analogy today. And he said a lot of black people like gangster movies. The number one charting gangster movie of all time, The Godfather series. He goes on to say, The Godfather series was about getting out of the gangster and illicit and illegal life to make it legit and go legit. It's funny that he brings that up though, because this is where people be. This is where this is treasonous. The moral of the story throughout Godfather 1, Godfather 2, and Godfather 3. The famous line from Godfather 3. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. What was the moral of the story of gangster shit? Gangster shit stays gangster shit. The game doesn't change for you. You want to change something of what this thing is to make sure or to fit your thing. Reality is that never worked. And it came at great cost if you've watched all 3 movies. However, Al Sharpton didn't give you that analogy. He's telling you, get in the game to try to do something else versus avoiding it altogether. Brother Sage in the house. I see you in the house. Yes, sir. Black first, Brother Sage. Cult-like personality. Yes, indeed. One of my newest members in the house. Shout out to you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. Sabotage, Blueberry Muffin. And that's what I was listening to this whole thing and just listen. And yes, Kid Gravity Beyond. This old Negro was crying. He started crying. He started crying because Negroes like us are stirring up trouble, and then there's these Negroes out here doing all of this drill music that is just going to make white people have a certain perspective about us. This dude is saying this as he's getting worked up and riled up at that. I'm listening. I gotta stow away sack of baby raccoons in my trunk or something. The energy of raccoons is strong with this dude. Probably a tether who was crying, Kid Gravity. I wish I could say that, but no. 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 No, we can hold this L, Kid Gravity. No. No Bumbleclad, no accent there, brother. No. He one of ours. I mean, man, I'm talking about, boy, these drill music, that ain't our culture. I mean, Rev, now, I mean, we have always been a peaceful people. Rev, now, I mean, I'm talking about, we don't cause no trouble. And see, all these people out here talking all this stuff on the internet caused all this trouble. Don't they know what white people do to us? They out here talking, all they doing is talking, and they ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, right now, we could do better. If there's an archive somewhere that y'all can find of Reverend Al's Keeping It Real show from today, damn it, go listen to the replay and go get your feel. Cause yo, dude was come on, man. Come on, man. You up here, man, they out here. So you up here screaming on us. So you want us to be more docile because all this fuss and ruckus we making is gonna make them mad. Don't you know what happened? Right now, see now. We gotta have a talk, family. We gotta have a talk. I'm listening to this like, and then I understand there is a sector that absolutely just wants to give everything up to the Democrat, and whatever they say goes. I get it. But come on, family. Because right now, what I'm seeing is resist. I was able to catch like 2 broadcasts this week, and just in transit. We are literally talking about reparations and fighting white supremacy. And y'all old Negroes is literally up there talking about fighting white supremacy as if it is a negative thing. Then there's you send your Boule membership and your links and all these other individuals to start coming in, infiltrating spaces to start telling people how we shouldn't focus on reparations. Well, we need to get see what we need to do is start getting some infrastructure in place, because once we get the infrastructure in place, then we'll be able to go ahead and maximize. See, what you got to see, if we just get the money, all we're going to do is just give it back to Nike and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Popeyes and Cadillac. And if nothing else, I'll tell you what. If you need cash payments right now, I'll tell you what we should do is get reparations in the form of, now mind you, I just said cash payments. That was already well defined. Right? Cash payments. What we need to do is get land grants and education vouchers. Family, I have said from the start, two of the things that you could do right now is give absolute health care coverage to foundational Black Americans. and life insurance. This is before all of these other laws. Notice how all of these people avoid it because, oh yeah, I know another. See, that's the financial protection. That ain't even requiring a law because it doesn't require a law. Put all that a bunch of police over here killing black folks. You making Negroes rich. Notice how nobody's screaming for that one though. Just a stroke of the pen. How about education? And how about I got an idea. How about some kind of Congress or something instill, because like, you know what's funny? We have a lot of people, Freedman Bank, and we need to get the Freedmen's Bureau and this and that. There's no conversation of Freedman education. Freedman hospitals. I hear there's certain things about Freedman that are kind of honed in on one thing. But if it was really legitimate, I guess I'm looking to see the expanded programs. You know, like how I laid out right here on my podcast about 2 years ago with the Dr. Martin Luther King Reparations Act. No one wants to holler at old Beats Hill, but they gonna keep these numbers low, ain't they? Man, everybody, oh man, cash a check and check. Oh no, it's a system, and I got a breakdown of the system too. So it's very interesting, like how you're seeing people come out talk about a bunch of nothing at reparations hearings, making nothing points of conversation when they shouldn't be, when the elements of reparations should be the conversation. Because see, right now is the time to when you get in front of somebody, which of course some people are perceiving that there's been some kind of public hearing in this state about reparations, which it was not. They did make it look like that on paper, but it was not, because you won't find video of it. But there was a whole function going on in that same room that day for a whole nother thing with black folks there being honored. But that other side deal, so when people get out there and be like, you don't know what's going on in your state. Welcome to politics, silly. Sometimes things are done covertly because lo and behold, a person in my band that I write music with is in the room. But just don't mind your state's business. So for you mush-minded idiots out there, this is how things work. And so I'm explaining to you how things work on a grand scheme while you don't have any idea of how things work in my state to begin with. But nonetheless, we are talking about distractions, sabotage, and how they end up coming at you. One of the ways, like I want to stress, that woman, Julia Brown, I believe her name was. That's the lady I have in the thumbnail. 8 years. 8 years. 8 years this woman was down with these folks. That woman down there in the center next to the photo of the Boule members and the founders. That woman was with them people for 8 years, family. How does that make sense? That a person can holler at anybody for a few months of knowing somebody and say, well, hey, what you done did and man, this is a person. Okay, 8 years. So when I say 8 years, what I want to say, for everything that people know of people, and they say, I can vouch for this person, she had all of 8 years. That is long enough for anybody to vouch for someone, is it not? All the while, she was a damn op. So I just want to stress that to people, because I know people start getting, people start liking folks out here, and things ain't consistent. Like, integrity ain't a sometime thing. But lack of integrity is also a perpetual thing as well. So when you start seeing those elements, you might just need to let them be what they are. Sometimes people get wake-up calls. Sometimes people skate for a long time before, them folks say, oh, yeah, you done. Yeah, they're not really listening to you anymore. And so, yeah, you're done. Or you have outworn your black fame pass. So you now might be dealing with a generation that just look at you as, oh, you were somebody famous before? You just another to me. Joe black ass, we tell you, we want you to be, nigga. So, this next little clip takes us to Dallas. Well, not necessarily Dallas, but it takes us to the Dallas Cowboys representative. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboy fans out there. Another heartbreaker year, but man, there is always another day. But nonetheless, if y'all over here thinking like this man, like, I just don't know how they just be doing these things to us. What the hell are you crying for? Nonetheless, let's see this shit.
Interaction that was, super friendly.
Blueberry muffin.
Michael went back to his room. I went back to my seat, and 2 days later, I read about the story that we're talking about now.
At any point in time, did you see anything that caused you concern, you thought was inappropriate? Mr. Evans should have done that, just untoward. Did you see anything like that? Guys, if he comes back, I'll do it. Other than that, I think that concludes our press conference. These gentlemen have offered to take questions if you want to. We're not going to take questions based on the fact that we still have this current lawsuit going on. So I appreciate everybody showing up today.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just listening to Phil talk, because I'm struggling. This is what I struggle with. You try to be an ambassador of the league, and also understand that God has blessed me and given me a platform, and try to touch people, try to raise people, try to lift people up. And I don't know, I met a lot of fans, but I've always tried to be good with people. I'm struggling.
That is almost just identical to what that old crying Negro on Al Sharpton said today. I try to be good with people. Huh? Say what now? I try to be good. Oh, that means I try to be good for people. Who now? Oh, is that what got him crying? Is them people that he's trying to be good for made him feel a little unwanted? Man, imagine if black folks felt this type of way about black folk. Imagine. I know it's way far-fetched, but I mean, just imagine if black folks felt this way about black folk.
Now saying, do I determine, do I not talk to people? What do I do? You know,
Oh
because
my
of this
God.
kind of situation, I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong, and I was trying to do everything right.
Negro, what are you explaining for? My goodness. My goodness.
So it's just, you know, though I say that, I got to come back to this moment. Had I not said to these guys, you know what, you cool guys, let's go outside and take that picture, you know, then they wouldn't have been right there with me. And that would have been a moment that I've had alone, and I know nobody's going to listen to what I say. Nobody.
You are identifying that you are Hall of Famer, multiple champion Michael Irvin of the Dallas Cowboy, famed, titled history. Part of the dynasty. And you up here talking like this. I mean, I just didn't want no trouble. I mean, oh, Lord, I just try to be a good little nigga. I just don't want no trouble. I mean, I be like you. Yes, a boss, no boss, no, yes, a ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm your messer. And people, why don't these black athletes, why don't they do that? Why don't they do what? Buck they white bosses that they have spent their whole lives trying to impress? Do you hear how this man is talking? I might be trying to be good with people. I mean, I know they ain't gonna be listening to me. I'm the only superstar in the room, but little old 21-year-old Colin over here that just ain't even, he dropped out of high school. I mean, everybody's going with what Colin say. I mean, I was just a nigga. I just don't know what's going on. I play football. I catch balls and stuff. So all I know is football and Jerry Jones love me. And so I love white people, because white people have changed my life forever. I was caught snorting cocaine like big time, y'all know, right? So, and then they put me on TV. And then we be thinking these are people to look up to, and then they sit up here and start talking like this. And y'all think he different than Herschel Walker. That's the problem. Y'all, a lot of these people like, he ain't, no. No. Oh, Herschel Walker, stop. You got a jersey of a nigga in your right now sounding just like this. Oh, no, Herschel Walker, what are you thinking? What are you hearing? I don't be trying to cause no trouble. Yeah, I mean, I'm just in the hotel lobby. I mean, they ain't gonna believe me. Nigga, you are a TV personality. But 21-year-old Colin dropout, the dropout dude in the lobby has more juice than you? This is who you want your children looking up to, family? Jesus.
At least Mary, I don't want to hear what we have to say. Don't want to hear what I have to say. Don't even care to share it. So, you know, I just got emotional thinking about it because I'm struggling with it, on what to do moving forward. after I deal with all of this. That's all I want to say, guys.
Okay. Here's a little more. Here's just a tad bit more. Lord.
Drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree. Not a thought about what would happen, not an investigation, not after repeated attempts of people trying to say, guys, here's what really happened. Here is what really happened. Here are witnesses that'll say this. Here's witnesses that'll say that. They say, we don't want to hear. We do not want to hear. How can I defend myself if I don't even know what I'm defending myself against? They asked me, they said, do you remember this girl you met in the lobby? I work and I live in hotels. I stay in hotels all year long from August to September. I meet people every day walking in and out of a lobby. I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. I don't know. I don't even know who I'm talking about. When I'm talking about, I'm supposed to do something. And this just blows my mind that in 2023, we still dragging and hanging brothers by a tree. That blows my mind that I have no opportunity to defend. I don't even know what I'm defending. And absolutely, to not listen to the court. Marriott is above the law because I still haven't seen this tape.
Well, you know, welcome to the world of white supremacy, Michael Irvin. And I understand there's a lot of, this is what it looks like when the reality sets in, right? You know, because they do the whole thing like, oh man, you know, this person ain't racist. I know this ain't racist. This ain't racist and racist. No, there ain't no racism. I mean, man, this person is by no means racist. I mean, stop it now. They ain't racist. Then next thing you know, you got something like this, and the person that you was defending for the racist shit that they was doing ain't got nothing to say for your player. Whoops. Yeah. Well, you know, hey man, good luck with that, brother. So anyway, on to business about on code business. Because when you're not on code, you know, I don't know what to say because ain't nobody gonna put that coat on for you, cape on for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you know, we all black. We all black, man. Come on, man. Yeah, there ain't no flat blackness over here. And if you do believe that is true, let me tell you something. Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back. There is no such thing as flat blackness over here. You understand me? And so we got to talk about the sabotage because at the end of the day, the conclusion that I came to while listening to Rap Now was a couple of things. One thing I want to address real quick. How is drill rap becoming the like Lincoln in the perceived downfall of black society. Like, I mean, this brother said, man, I blame drill rap. Yeah, I blame drill. See, these brothers, all they talk about is killing, and all they talk about is killing us and killing one another. Man, see, we was a peaceful people, brother. I mean, now, we were peaceful people. No, you were a broken and defeated people. The reason why you have gotten in a docile way as such, because that was a covert way of survival. However, the truth also came out later in that same caller, because then he started crying, talking about how white folks is gonna do something to us, and we ain't gonna bust a grape on white folks, because when white folks get upset, all they gonna do is come. Wait, when white people get mad, we doing that? When white people get mad, you know what they do right now. Oh, you waiting for a burning cross coming out your house on your lawn or something. No, but I have to address this. Because we're talking about sabotage. Understanding sabotage. Drill music? Really? I find it funny that rappers are the focal point of the conversation. Artists. But notice they're focusing on one group, black males. However, these black males that they're referring to are immigrants. But they're being grafted in and masked on front of black male culture as if us fathers and husbands don't exist. And all that represents us is drill music. However, on the flip side, shout out to National Women's Month. You gave a Women's Courage Award to a man, well, a biologically born man. And then Lizzo. Lizzo, in the time when women should be celebrated. And I wonder how many women out there had run through their mind to say, as a female, how on earth are you sitting up here? Because this could be any time of the month for you. Can you imagine as a woman just sitting up here shouting out a transgender while you going through your monthly situation? That tells me, as like, I'm not no woman, but I've been married and with my wife for damn near 3 decades. Any female doing that has been paid to do that. Any woman doing that has been paid to do that. That ain't on the forefront of ne'er woman's mind, especially not no woman. You out your goddamn mind. The first, you kidding? Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. No. And I'm not trying to be hateful or anything like that, but I'm just simply saying, ain't no woman in that time of the month, you just thinking, you know what, let me shout out trans women. Y'all are women too, and all this transphobia out here is just unreal. Now, Reverend, I mean, because y'all like bring up scriptures and whatnot. He brought up the 3 Hebrew boys and Nebuchadnezzar. And they was talking about the music, how the music can be co-opted and this and that. Well, one thing to remember about that story there, Reb now, preacher, is that the 3 Hebrew boys did not conform. I'm pretty sure that was the message of the story. While throwing scriptures out there, bootleg ass preacher. Anyway, I want to show you something else that these people are subsequently getting away from. And when we want to talk about degenerate culture. Really? Well, then let's take degenerate culture to where degenerate culture really is. You have a 200-something pound, like this woman weighs what I weigh. Yeah, and look. She's pulling her pants down, family. Yeah, so ladylike. This is what your grandmother would co-sign, right? Growing up in a black household in a black family, this is what your grandma was going to co-sign, huh? Hell no. Hell no. That is sabotage. And you know how you know it's sabotage? Because people defend that nonsense. So, okay. Drill music has enough influence on black males to want to go run out and sell dope, misuse women, and go kill other black people, right? Then what the hell message is that sending? Because you don't have, oh, well, only men get the message. Then what the hell message are you sending to the women? We got City Girls, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. None of these women represent any kind of class of ladylike-ism. None of them. The closest that actually does, which is, I guess that's why you had to make sure that you got Cardi B married. Because the real true woman that represents that is Remy Ma. She's the one that was met before. Y'all was acting like that was a thing. But since it became like a business, oh yeah, no. That was Remy Ma and Papoose. Well, she had to go sit down for what, 5 years? She did, $5? A nickel? So, no. Y'all know what y'all doing. That's by design. You're not shouting out that woman for that type of struggle. You shouting out a woman that admitted to drugging men. And then with Lizzo, like, come on, man. Come on. For real. Cult-like personality with the super chat. Simply, white people want a renaissance. It can only come from who? Foundational Black Americans. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you, my sister. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. So here's another thing that we also need to address, because if we're going to talk about drill music in the culture, well, there is not a one-sided culture of the youth. It's two. And let's be clear, our young ladies out here who did the college and the 20-plussers and that category of women seem to be on the forefront of everybody's list. So let's hear what they have to say about what they desire.
Can't be no like crazy, but I like chains, a stand, a wall, a thought. I like a gang member. You gotta be a gang member. You gotta be a gang member. If you're not, I like you gotta have a gang member. And if you is one, you can't be a gang member. Gotta be a gang member. Gotta be a gang member. I like D-boys with a lot of money. I'm a spoiled ass bitch. So if you can't come how my brother's coming, you gotta step your motherfucking cookies up for they crumble, bitch.
Now, somebody will say, oh, that's just a skit. That's just a skit. Bullshit. Y'all sitting up in spaces with plenty of folks that think just like that. Twitter Spaces is littered with that mindset. Littered with it. Stop playing. Littered with it. Trash. So again, understanding that these are the means of sabotage, all these little subtle ways. So you put dirt, it's like good cop, bad cop in the midst of notion. So you have, well, this is what works, but then this is also the problem. And then you throw it at each other. So you always combating. You see how that works? What do you see on Twitter? Nonstop combating. Why is it at this point the biggest arguments taking place on that app are all melanated? All of the people in that Secure the Grift, who do they go at? People doing nothing? No. Anybody doing something? Again, tribalism. Tribalism works. Tribalism is good. I totally believe in tribalism. Because, see, again, getting away from tribalism is what has plagued us. Because we try to take everybody with us. And we can't. When we dealing with our tribalism on a real basis, not just a pat ourselves on the back when we say tribe, I mean on the real basis of the idea of tribalism. And the action of it, action, not statement of it, action of it. So meaning we are holding, not secure the tribalism, we are holding to an ideal and a code. So whether you are a faction of a tribe over here, a faction of a tribe over here, you understand the orders and the rule and protocol of this tribe. We have people out here that want to be part of a tribe with no protocol or order. And so Black empowerment being the point. When anyone would get out there and start talking against Black empowerment, that should be called out. One of the areas it's not called out, the Black church. Another area it's not called out, Black leadership. Here's the other part. They did a lot of this today. Well, y'all say all of this and y'all ain't out here in the street. We on the street. We in touch with the street. And nigga, nah. You're in touch with your groups and the people that they deal with, which have no concept of what the argument is coming from the grassroots. That's why it is two totally different conversations. And y'all are sitting up here talking about, let us come get with you. To then go usher us in a room with a bunch of Democrat leadership. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I have no interest in that bullshit. If we are dealing with Black business, Washington, why don't you worry about your state? Shut up and don't worry about what I worry about. If we were to have that conversation, then it has to be a real conversation, not symbology. And so what is trying to be at play is they don't want to deal with the grassroots straight up. They want some kind of liaison. And they're trying, if you've noticed, all of a sudden you're seeing these other black people talking a little different because they've been instructed to, that's the play, to conform to talking points haphazardly, of course. Nonetheless, though, they are using our talking points. That much we do see. Where's that at? Where? Hold on. There we go. Cynthia Newman said they pulled the same thing on gangster rap back in the 1990s. They gave those groups hell back in the day. They blame everything on rap music. And that was exactly what was happening today. That was exactly what was happening today. Rayvon Johnson, welcome. So what they were doing on Reverend Al's show was they were literally, Cynthia Newman, it's like they had a script from about 1992 and just pulled it out and blew it off. It's okay. Tupac scratch out. NWA scratch out. 2 Live Crew scratch out. Too sure. Ice-T, get out of here. Drill music. Everything else is the same conversation. It's and it's poison. And then you get these old Negroes who are relating drill music to black culture. Like that is the overall sound of black culture is drill music. Are you kidding? Drill music is regional at best. Chicago, New York, that shit play out there. We don't listen to drill music out here. And they out there, hey, drill music is inside the whole culture. What? They making up shit now, family. Because at the end of the day, truth be told, black recidivism numbers and black on black crime is decreasing. They don't know what to do with themselves because they're going out of their way to try to make black people criminals. Because when it comes down to us, because here's the other reason why they get upset that we're starting to identify a lot of these other criminals as non-foundational black immigrants. Because they have long been padding crime statistics with these third world niggas. And that shit gotta stop. Here's another thing I don't hear in that O&B conversation, though. And I mean, I just look for all the things I get, the designation, but let's look at how things play. I want to know what the business side of it is, how that works. So my thing is this: are these protected designations? Because we're just going to be a designated class with still no protection. Okay, well, then we still have to focus on that protection part. And that isn't going to come by way of a designation there. So again, for everybody who does what they do it. Don't look for anybody else to jump in your lane. One thing I never have done is to ask anybody who ain't in my lane and doing something in their lane to stop what they're doing in their lane to jump in my shit. That don't help them, that don't help me. I am of the belief that we work best in our own lanes. And if we're moving in the same direction to get the same goal achieved, then that's an iron sharpening iron type of movement. Not to be confused with all this other garbage that you might see out here that has a lot of time wasted on arguing, which I don't like doing. I don't believe it's important. But nonetheless, we have moved the needle, family, because this is what you get some people out here saying.
I believe we live in the freest, fairest land in the history of the world.
And not too long ago, I remember somebody saying, New Black Media, y'all are not journalists. That's true in your eyes. But
oh, so we're going to include Black and Latino and Asian, Native American, gay, women. And so all of a sudden you start seeing all these folks who are chief diversity officers or heads of DEI don't look like us. And then you start saying, well, what the hell is this diversity, equity, inclusion? I remember when I spoke at Coca-Cola, I gave a keynote address. This was several years ago. And they asked me and they said, how would you, if you were talking about diversity, how do you see it? I said, Black first. I said, then everybody else.
Fat hair, bugs, ass, and fool. Dark skinned brother. Sage, just say you're afraid of white people. I wish they would. I have never seen so many people skate around white folks. It ain't funny. It is not funny. Like, no, I mean, no. Oh, there's a Black person I can go bother? Shit. Me go get over here.
You ain't shit. Hey, man, you ain't shit. You know, we on Twitter, man. You know who we are, man. We changed Twitter, man. We changed the Twitter Spaces, man. We made Twitter Spaces, man.
The "we made Twitter Spaces" line is absolutely classic. But, you know, again, and we also have to, of course, address we have to address the other type of sabotage, which ultimately, I guess you could just identify as crash dummy sabotage. Because it's like when people know what you have in a usual suspect or a predictable product, then you know how to use it, and sometimes it gets used, and it gets used up and broken. But some of these people can also look and appear as if they are in the car of Black empowerment. But truth be told, they are just like Toonsense the cat. Toonsense the driving cat. If you are not aware of Toonsense the driving cat, check it out. That anytime you follow that group of people, you are hopping in the Uber of Toonsense the driving cat. And so it can only end up one way. But, you know. Project Leroy said Tim Scott, Butter Biscuit Babble. Tim Scott, they keep saying that he might run for president. Who knows? I don't know. If you do, that's another thing we need to work on. But nonetheless, like I said, here is the other evidence, and here's just something we have done here a while ago, but we will have a blast from the past up on this weekly wrap up here tonight, because every now and then they need to understand when clout meets karma. Sometimes people make it back. But see, again, although every time, sometimes people may be coming out like, we black and we militant and we this and we that and we representing. Truth be told, all they are is this.
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dance.
Because you got to know what the crash dummies are. So if that's a crash dummy, that crash dummy is nothing but
shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dance.
But perfect. Yeah. You mad? I ain't say your name, but I'll say your name now. And I say your name and don't play with me, because I ain't even just on Twitter. I just do this out here in real life. I'm in them streets.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind.
Get yourself together.
Understanding sabotage, ladies and gentlemen. Understanding sabotage, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself a snack. Yeah, leave a player alone. I don't have time for Sturdy Bill Broad's problems. And, a bunch of their wannabe internet children. It's so funny, too, watching these women over here on Twitter being internet mamas. Being internet mamas and grandmamas. and then turn around and be like, "Yo, over here looking at your internet daddy and your internet daddy Tariq Nasheed. Afro Elite just got his internet daddy." I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys can't be serious. Really? Jesus. But at the same time, y'all was listening to Cookie Lions and niggas like this.
Every time I have always played the fool.
And then you got a whole Haitian up there, and none of y'all even asked that.
Where's your
nigga.
family from?
I mean, really? Somebody said, though, they was making calls about that Mason, Tennessee thing. Allegedly, I don't know. I wasn't part of anything of the sort. I just know how much, when you say something, how people act. They just be so ready to jump out the window. Hey, let me go jump out here, because this might be my time to shine. So I get it. But, let's be clear, there ain't no fraud questions on me, I mean, not saying that any other questions were legitimate or not about other people. But, I just can't help but find it funny. You worry about what's going on in your state. When people were saying that stuff was going on like that around you, though. Whatever, I mean, because again, I've been around people. I've been around things for a long time. So I understand, sometimes people might see, hey, man, this is an opportunity, to go ahead and appear to be as a help to the community, but really it might just have some Anyway, let me leave that alone for somebody gets so jilted. Said they want it with Beatzilla. Woo! Lord. Big bag coming down. Oh, man. Again, like I'm saying, these different avenues of sabotage we have to be aware of. And one thing I want y'all to hold on to is not to hold on to these individuals. Because at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. So, when we start putting personal relationships above like what we know, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. So when we see a group of people that always want to be in the forefront but never take accountability for the wrong that's going on around them,
I would never eat a plate that look like that. That is low vibrations.
take it from the sister with the pink hair. And some people can say dealing in spaces sometimes might feel like that.
I would never eat a plate that look like that. That is low vibrations.
Some people might say, the pot calling the kettle black type of thing might be going on a little bit from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
I would never eat a plate that look like that. That is low vibrations.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's any particular group here or there. I'm just saying, you know, you might run across this because it's a potential out here in these social media internet streets. You know, there might be a person that y'all be like, oh yeah, that person got good things to say and whatnot, and then you know they might just turn around and hit you with.
I would never eat a plate that look like that. That is low vibrations.
And she patted herself on the back and then walk off. Whew, Lord. Lord, 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 Lord. Whew. Let me see. Where is this other joker at? I got something else in here. Let's see. Where's this going to go? Wait. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, put it in the spot. There we go. In the meantime, though,
I try hard to find no way can I deny it. Your love so sweet, knocks me on my feet. I got so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose control, that's all I need.
That's literally the representation of the difference between real content creators, and content fakers on Twitter. They be securing this.
I try hard to find no way can I deny it. Your love so sweet, knocks me on my feet.
Lord. See, in their mind, they be like, I'm killing it. So if y'all be wondering, like, are these people crazy or gone? And you be wondering why they believe the shit they say makes sense? Because people like this out here exist. This woman believes she killed.
I try hard to find no way can I deny it. Your
So you guys got to give people space to grow and learn, but keep them off of public mics and public forums because they should not be speaking. Moving on.
Of simps, and the cause of it all was communist dominated. The riots in this country are absolutely.
Now, looking at this woman right here, like I said, I did a video a while back showing you that this woman right here spent over 8 years. And she is over there just talking against the people that she was with. Do you know she was the most B1, the Black First, reparations, delineations, tribe? You understand? Like, she was giving it to you on that level. Yeah, don't you come for me. Don't be coming for me. If I don't come for you. That was her. How you think they trusted her so long if she wasn't solid? Oh, the old dirty old white folk and blah, blah, blah. Meantime, she over there selling every last one of y'all Negroes out. Notice how people also, another element of sabotage, people that will keep you away from important, enlightened, and higher level conversations because they want to keep you in fight mode. Fight, fight, fight. Now, see, here's another thing I want you to understand about the old Negroes. They hold rank in Boule. So all of these little frats, all of these little groups, all of these little organizations, they are taking their orders from people who look like this. You understand me? This is who is giving them their marching orders these days. People like this. They in your churches, they in your college organizations, they in your community organizations, all of these other organizations. There is one of these right now. And guess what? No, she's not an old woman. She just might be, middle-aged and sturdy built with experience. I mean, who knows? You never know. It could be a young one, or it could be an old person with criminal records. Who knows? That's another thing. They brought up my mug shots. Okay, well, yeah. Circumstances of that. Again, actually, there's court record of me calling this person a white supremacist prior to the incident. But, that's neither here nor there because these people know so much about what they're talking about. But whatever. So anyway, let's hear a little more of what she has to say about the people she was actually with.
Absolutely communist inspired and communist dominated. When I was a member of the Communist Party, the communists ordered me to incite other of my people to riot. I'm Julia.
Now, what she just told you was a lie. She told you that she was set up by the Communist Party to do so. She's a government plant inciting things. Funny. Inciting beefs upon beefs, inciting beefs. Secure the beef. Where's the beef? Secure the beef. Anyway, let me go on.
Brown. For 9 years, I was a member of the Communist Party, serving as an undercover agent for the FBI. During that time, I learned that the communist conspiracy had been planning and working for years to bring violent revolution to America. It was to be a communist revolution.
Now, remember what I just said about what I heard earlier today on Reverend Al, right? Man, and all of this drill music. So they're using drill music as proxy, as like put drill music in the place of communism. So, and drill music being black male culture means the Black Power movement by proxy. They're making a real weird connection here, but pay attention. Talking to us. We ain't responsible for no goddamn drill music. That's a Black immigrant thing. It's a Black immigrant dominated field. And I almost mentioned a particular record company, but some of these record companies and record distribution companies are not owned by us. You might want to just check out who those people are, because they don't just own the labels that put out drill music, or they don't just do business with. But I mean, they're these big concerts around here too. Everything moving music. All right. I mean, a conversation for another day, but it's not about our culture is the point. It's not Black culture. That's the point. And that's what they have consistently tried to put on us. That, all this killing and degrading women and this and that. Okay, so all of this other degenerate BS can go on in our neighborhood. So we could have drag queen time with the kids and then teaching them about sexual this and that in preschool and shit like that. So we could do all this grooming. That's not that has nothing. All of these, and mind you, see, this is what I'm saying. And when I hear people calling up like that, all of that is by design. Because you're not concerned about how all that extra shit is affecting our children. But drill music is the first thing that affects our community? Nigga, is you sick? And then to turn around, do you know what the white people gonna do to us? Y'all remember that immigrant a couple years ago that was like, man, you know what happens when white people get mad now? I mean, come on, man. You know what they do when they get mad. What they do. So what you're telling us is you're terrified of white people. And you think that we should be terrible. And you're upset at us because we're not terrified of white people. Don't you know what they do? These niggas is out here talking straight crazy, family. Listen, I mean, yeah, it might be a little hard listening for y'all, but every now and then, if there's something that goes on in the news, just check out Al Sharpton one of the days. Just listen to the calls. Just listen to the calls, family. I'm like, God damn, come on, fam. Really? And we're not going to start crying. Come on. We're not going to start crying. Oh, we're going to start crying. We ain't never been this. Man, we are peaceful people, Reverend Al. We always been peaceful, man. We ain't been all about this fighting and stuff and just doing wrong on it. We always done right. Oh. Now, key back into what I was saying with Michael Irvin, doing good and doing right. We're hearing them same phrasings. How's a good Negro? That's that line. How's he doing that? I ain't trying to cause no trouble. I just trying to go about my way in my daily business. You understand? I'm just so happy just being here serving my Lord, the Lord and Savior, the white man. If it wasn't for the white man, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy the throes and the sunsets of America. I'll tell you what, I am so glad to be an American rep now. I mean, if it wasn't for the good JFKs and the Abraham Lincolns, I mean, black folks just wouldn't have known any type of comfort or pleasure in America. Right now, we got access to white men right now. See, white women is something you would have got. Let's see what they did, Lower Emmett Till now. But out here right now, we can actually sleep and marry the white women. And we trying to figure out why the hell we are in trouble now. Oh man, these young folks, I don't know what they do out here causing all this ruckus and trouble. See, right now, we are peaceful people. Back in the civil rights era, all we would do is we would get together and then we would go march. And see, what these young folks don't understand is they want to get out there with all the burning stuff and all the, now you know good and damn well that's agent provocateurship, but you get these old Negroes to come out, oh, these young folk, they don't know what they're doing because this is what the folks told me to say. So there's a bunch of young ain't there, blackface in the bunch burning shit down. But here goes a black person with a camera in their face and a microphone. Oh, our people, I just don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, y'all out here with your pants hanging down. Oh, almost forgot the other woman that called today. Oh, yes, I was almost home. And this woman said, right now, see, these people think being a thug is something good. And see, I told my daughter and my granddaughter, don't y'all bring one of them down here because, they don't know, and they got their hair all on their head. Oh, so if they got dreads. And if they over here using the N-word all the time, I don't want them off up in here. They are not welcome in my house. I'm thinking to myself, you have furthered the attitude of the generation that has completely turned on your own future generations. And that right there is it. Because what matters most to that group is that white people look at them in a certain way. Damn the future of their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. This man who might be dead next week, look at me as a person. So he said today. Until he actually has to prove that he actually thinks I'm just a nigga. At least he told me. I mean, so I done went my whole life to hear white men say, I think you one of the good ones. We have way too many of that. And that's the element of sabotage we have in high places in our midst. And the youth that they ain't in those organizations changing a damn thing. They take orders because there's a hierarchy in those organizations. And the old niggas run it. Message of the evening. If these people are tied to organizations to which you have already been warned.
Got to watch these old niggas.
How much more should you watch the 2.0 versions of them in your midst screaming Black Power? I hope my point has been made this evening. Don't fall for broke Hogan's schemes. Don't fall for trivial beefing. Crash Dummy Squad to themselves. And those that need to learn, or those that have yet to understand, that, you know, again, when you have questions of saying, when people are like, hey, you know, what happened with that money you was raising? And people over here kind of whispering like, hey, maybe a little bit of this was going on. And in lieu of what we've seen recently, I guess you can go ahead and put the character questions to bed, because there is a very clear-cut message of people's characters now. And anybody that does not understand or does not want to accept that, well,
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
hooey. Never fall for the fake, for the authentic. Because when you go for the fake, you end up with it.
I try hard to find no way can I deny it. Your love so sweet, knocks me on my feet. I got so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose control, that's all I need.
Absolutely brutal. Oh man, absolutely brutal. Sound like a sick cat. Oh man. Lord, Lord, Lord. Let me see what I got here. We are about done. Let's see. I'm looking for something real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Oh. Damn. I don't have what I'm looking for. Let me see. I try. That's what people call a shower session. Shower session singer. Yeah, I guess I don't. Okay. Damn, I thought I had that in here. Okay, I guess I'm not. I don't have the video in here I was looking for. Well, but there is one One last thing I need to play before I go. I almost forgot. Let's see. Oh, I didn't want to put that there because that got music in it. Let me get this in here. Because I can't play my normal white women Wipeout Wednesdays. You know, and again, and when we do things, we tend to set trends. Can't help but notice. All of a sudden, people are putting together white women Wipeout reels. Just can't help but notice. Am I on Patreon? Yes, I am on Patreon. Rhonda Smith. Matter of fact, my last blocked broadcast is is up on my Patreon. So yes, indeed. Thank you so much, and peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, indeed. TD said I can't sing either, but I know it. You have all me. Oh boy, that is just absolute fantastic. How is she making those notes? Lord. So anyway, family, this is the last little video I wanted to play for you. We ain't got no sound on it, but you know, in typical tribute and fashion of how we get down over here at the Beatzilla PDX official show. For all of the fans of the show, this one is for you. Especially all my sisters that love this particular segment. Oh, I know. Yeah, we're going to have to do something here, but I just can't help but notice. Oh, wow. Oh, Lord. Oh, somebody get her. Oh, man. Yeah, see, somebody focus in on the white women Wipeout. Ain't that something? Oh, all right. How about that? So never forget, ladies and gentlemen, you first saw it here, White Women Wipeout Wednesday, and now we got now you have a white women Wipeout reels happening now. Boy, what they say, we can't have nothing. They mean we can't have nothing, don't they? Lord. We can't have shit. Man, yeah, don't kid yourself. This is a small platform by the number they allowed me to see and be seen. I'll say that. Influence is not indicative of the visible numbers. And I've said since I've been here, I know I don't see my legitimate numbers. I know that. So that much I know is true. I bet their videos aren't flagged. You already know, Judah Queen. You already know they not. You already know. So let me see. Real quick before we go. This little interesting thing I seen the other day on the internet. Like, okay. But,
Well, you're just
you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
washes.
I'm not gonna wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
Clearly.
Well, and he's
The only one here who took the day off washes his legs and feet. No, I don't think it's a black thing. I think using a washcloth is for poor people, but I
Yeah.
don't think that washing your legs and feet is for black people.
I agree. I think the washcloth is a poor person thing. Because
I've only met poors who use them. I've never.
Yeah, I'll play that one more time. Cult-like personality. Thank you for the super chat. God the Most High, or man who y'all serve? Oh, we serve no man. We never serve man. We were not made by man, and man is not the answer for me. Now, if that question, that I would assume that would be for anybody else, or you are new here. But there is something that I said before, and I'll say it again. For him I live, for him I die. Now, I don't know if anybody else lives like that, but you will never have to question what I or who I serve. But thank you for that super chat, sister. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Yes, indeed. But listen to this.
Did you
one
try
more
it even
time.
yet?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
washes.
I'm not going to wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
Clearly.
Well, and he's
The only one here who took the day off.
You're actually resisting. You're not resisting. Oh, I know, Cole, like personality. I got you. I know. But look at what they're saying. Like, you're resisting getting clean. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm not going to do that. Dude, if you're out washing, like, okay, you're say you're out hiking, and like, I'm in Portland, Oregon. There's a lot of hiking trails here, right? So imagine being out in the summer. This dude's talking about, I'm not going to wash my legs. You got all kind of trail dirt, bugs, whatever, outside on you. And so when you get into the shower, well, again, we're talking about people who also don't use washcloths. But Tia, do you see a bubonic plague anyone? But the funny thing that they're talking about washcloths being for poor people. It's like you don't even have the concept of soap. Like, you know water, don't you? Let me play that again.
Did you try it even yet?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
washes.
I'm not going to wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
Clearly.
Well, and he's
The only one here who took the day off washes his legs and feet. No, I don't think it's a black thing. I think using a washcloth is for poor people, but I
Yeah.
don't think that washing your legs and feet is for black people.
I agree. I think the washcloth is a poor person thing.
Interesting how they just use black and poor interchangeably. Miriam, welcome. Hey, my sister. Isn't it kind of interesting how they just use poor and black interchangeably? Well, black people, and I don't think it's a black thing, but I do believe this is a poor people thing, yeah. You know, cash. I mean, it's for niggas. I mean, it's that nigger thing. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, come on. Just the casual, nonchalant, right? Well, don't be so sensitive. Come on, guy. I mean, all right, you just in all the rap lyrics. I mean, come on. Shut up. God. Y'all be wanting to. Anyway, oh, that's a conversation for another day. I won't go there. I won't go there. To each his own. But you have a problem. You're resisting washing your legs. That's a thing. That's a thing. Lady Effa says, so getting clean is a poor black people thing. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, Lady Effa. I mean, am I to take that different way? So sound like that's what he's saying to me, don't it? I mean, I think you're hearing it right, sister. We just so poor. We just use washcloths, you know. We poor and black, so we just use washcloths to get extra clean, I guess, because being so poor just makes you want to be extra clean. The logic. And to think that they tried to make y'all feel like you wasn't good enough being black. Ain't they bitching? Are you freaking kidding? I refuse to wash my legs. What? Oh, yeah, man. Stellar, man. Stellar, man. That is absolutely high society, man. Golly. And you want to put your life in the hands of that. Not I. No. No. Let's see. There's one. Let's see. Where is that at? Is it this? Let's see. Where is that at? I just saw it. So, needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, we have to, there we go. We have to understand how to bypass and ignore agent saboteurs. Y'all heard of agent provocateurs? We have to learn how to also identify agent saboteurs. And that's what we have out here. We have a lot of agent saboteurs. And what they will come to realize, you know, in the long run, that, you know, they will learn the hard way, family, that Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? It is time for this wicked, wretched place to disappear in the form to which you know it as. And, you know, some of the people that love this society and have searched and sought and go to sleep every night dreaming of assimilation and acceptance. I hope you understand this is where it ends. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at BeatZillaPDX. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That is ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you are not part of the 2/3 Club and would like to support this broadcast and platform, you can definitely do so by way of Cash App, PayPal, and Super Chat, and Super Thanks. And and the Cash App is BeatZillaPDX, or actually that's $ BeatZillaPDX at Cash App. That is $ BeatZillaPDX. And we also have PayPal at Cash App. That is I said PayPal at Cash App. We have PayPal at Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK. And of course, again, that's at PayPal. So with that being said, family, sometimes people need, and look at the spectators around, because, you know, spectators are spectators until they realize that they're actually participants. Let people let that sink on in a little later, especially on the rewatchers and the hate watchers, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Brother Sage in the house. Yes, indeed. Y'all go check out Brother Sage. Go follow him on Twitter and go tune and go get some of his music if you have not already done so. And you know how we doing? Yeah, look at up in flames, up in flames, up in flizames. So yes, let that Babylon fall. You understand? This system ain't got nothing for you. Ain't never had nothing for us. Ain't never had no love for us. And if you do have in your mind that they have some kind of love in their heart without giving us reparations, we look at you like this.
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dance.
Because those of us in the know understand this fact.
The white man broke every law in the state and federal penal code system in order to establish every state in the United States.
And so with that being said, we understand to where we're doing business, and we are not looking to re-assimilate into a burning house. So keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready, family, to always combat the lies of the great Satan, which comes in many different forms, even sometimes melanated skin. But always hit it with that truth, because truth is the way to knock out them brains. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Y'all have a great weekend, prosperous, and stay away from suckers. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.